All right, chat, let's get this marathon started with the last Guardian. Snuggle percent Snuggle, Cuddle, Pet, Trico percent with Sable Dragon Rook. Take it away, Sable.
All right, thank you very much. Yeah, you know what? Snuggle percent, Cuddle percent, whatever you want to call it. It's just 8%. Thanks for hanging out, everybody. I'm Sable Dragon Rook. You can call me Sable. And this is Snuggle percent. We're gonna have a wonderful cozy time with Trico, our big, you know, dog, chicken, whatever. Timing starts as soon as I say it starts. It kind of just starts as soon as I start moving. So let me give you a countdown. We're gonna start in 3, 2, 1, go. Okie dokie. Yes, we have more here at the hanging out. And the purpose of this category is to hang out with Trico. Trico is currently not here. We are in sort of the middle portion of the game. I am by myself as the small child who, you know, is alone and sad in the world. And I'm trying to find where Trico went because we had some events occur, no spoilers. And he's gone. So we need to find Trico and reunite with our best boy and go on adventures together. That's the purpose of this run. And thank you, Pro, for hosting. I appreciate that so much.
I hope my energy does not scare you.
And I think we've already learned, right, that $5 gets you a lovely pet of Trico once we find him. Not right now. We'll bank him, and then he can be lavished as soon as we find our dear feathery friend here. So up and up we go. Previously, in the part of the game you didn't get to see, Trico and I were having a wonderful swim. We were in a lake, and he dove down under the water. We kind of got a little bit turned around. We got separated. And so I'm trying to find him. There's a feather, like, over there. We're going to see some more feathers going up here. And we're going to be like, oh, yeah, this must be where Trico went. We're gonna follow him and find him so we can give him all the nose boops. And we're almost there. Here's some more feathers. Yes, reunions with our bestest friends. I was gonna have Rainbow Trico. Some difficulties occurred, but you can, if you play this game for yourself, you can paint your Trico whatever color you like. But we are gonna have good old standard bluish Trico for today. Here's a tail. All right. So we've got a Trico up here. How exciting! Problem though is that this isn't our Trico. We have just happened to walk into the house of another Trico who doesn't like us very much. We've been bamboozled in trying to find our own Trico. So we got to deal with her. Speedrun wise, it's very simple. We can skip basically all of it. So let's see, she's down here, and she's got certain animations she can lock herself into. Slapping me like that is one such animation. If I can get her to lock herself into an animation, she'll be stuck over there for a while. And that gives us enough time to get up over here and get past her. We would love to be her friend. She's just a little grumpy about it right now. And as we continue to just get away from her, despite her best efforts. Until we get to Trico, really. I don't have too awful much to say about this run, so if we have any important announcements or anything like that, now would be a great time.
I have a very important question.
Yes.
Because oftentimes, as a casual speedrunner, I don't know a lot of these details. Where does the name Trico come from? Is it because the company's ICO or the combination of games, and then TR stands for like Turtle Raccoon? Like, where do we see the name somewhere?
You're almost assuredly correct that Turtle Raccoon plays into it somehow. We don't actually know why he's called Trico. Some people kind of, like you suggested, Team Eco is the name of the people who make these games, starting, with their first game, Eco. So since this is their third game, they were like, oh yeah, try like 3, but Eco. Try Eco. Okay, sure. Alternatively, in Japanese, it's written out as Toriko, which is like bird, plus ko is like a diminutive for tiny cute things. Or like things that you call your pets. So it's like, oh yeah, my cute little bird pet. So we don't really know for sure why he's called Trico.
That's cool. So if I say Chad is Ko, that means Chad is tiny and cute?
I suppose you could do that. It would be
Chatco?
Chatco, yeah.
Chatco. Oh boy, the ways in which we can make everyone feel great. Just as a reminder, we can't pet this this misunderstood Trico, but if $5 donations will let us pet actual Trico, the one we're going to be snuggling with. So make sure you get those donations in, and also put in your either headcanon on where the name Trico comes from or what animal you think Trico actually is, because I suggested a lot of different animals of the Animalia kingdom, but there might be some that I'm forgetting about, because kind of reminds me of as a Pokemon guy, Silvally or Type Null, where it's like 18 different parts of Pokemon shoved into one horse thing. Like, it kind of reminds me of that. So help us out here.
Yep, Trico the horse thing. Yep. So we have you were correct to note that this other Trico was misunderstood, not necessarily evil. We won't get to see it. Well, maybe we'll get to see it a little bit. She has a little bit of a change of heart. But at this point, she was mean to me. I tried to get into this elevator thing. She slapped me down, and now I'm kind of stuck in here. She heard this sinister noise off in the background and ran off. So we're just kind of here. We're stuck. And we have been on a timer this entire time. I waited for what seemed an eternity. I think that timer is like a minute or a minute and a half or something. Much longer than it needs to be. Okay, wakey wakey. It's Trico time. I will not be able to get out of this cage by myself. And in fact, this cage is kind of a nightmare. In any honestly, in any of the Last Guardian speedruns that take you through this spot, this cage puzzle is a run killer. There's just really no way around it. Because this thing is really hard to roll. This band in the middle makes it so you can't just roll in a straight line. Trico really wants to be helpful, and he really just ruins everything, so... Come on, buddy! Any day now, we're waiting for you. There he is. At long last, we've been reunited with our best bud. Come here. Come here! Get down here! No.
I think the skink also wants to show up.
Hi! Hi, Morty. Now, we do love Trico. But he can take a long time to do just about anything, because his AI is different every time. It's just kind of happening in real time. very few things are actually scripted, so we reset that checkpoint because he was like super focused on, oh, I'm so happy to see you, let me smell, let me do all this stuff. And that takes a lot of time. So resetting the checkpoint kind of brings him to a blank slate. We just had to wait for that checkpoint to trigger, so. Hi, mister. So you see how he's moving the cage? And I put it in a very specific spot, and now he's just moving it. That's what I mean. He makes this harder than it needs to be. But he's trying. He's trying to be a friend. Come on, dude. I need your assistance. How well will we do? Oh, Trico, that was task-worthy, my friend. Good job. He deserves pets for that, right? There we go. Fantastic. That was, like, really good, though, unironically. Now this child gets to go for a little bit of a ride. Don't worry, he's fine. Sometimes he scrapes up his knee a little bit, but he's good to go. See? And we are very quickly approaching the point where I could actually give Trico those pets. So if you're thinking about supporting a wonderful cause,
Oh, if I may, I think people are recognizing that it is almost that time, because I could read you a few donations.
oh yeah,
Oh yeah. So first things first, we have a $50 donation from Trainer Anade, who says, I'm donating in honor of my IRL dogs, Hero and Perseus, so that Trico can get pets heart. That's 10 pets. 10.
that's so many pets.
And we have a $10 donation from Cheville, who says, hey, Mort, help pushing the cage, will ya?
Mort ain't gonna help do nothing. I know Mort.
Except stare into the abyss. I feel like he's staring at me. We also have $5 from Icarioza, who says, I think Trico is a Trichosaurus Rex. Alternatively, Chief Snugglebug. Good luck with the run.
Oh, thank you so much.
So doing the math, that's 13 pets already.
Oh yeah, Trico, this is gonna be great, my man. You're gonna have a great day here. So I couldn't get into this this platform. Hey buddy, look at this. He's asking for pets. Hi, mister. Alright. There's a big old juicy one to start us off there. But we will continue to give Trico pets. We can't give it to him all at once. Let's space him out. Give him like 30 seconds to decompress. And also, he's hungry. I am gonna pet him again, though. Hi. Yes. There's 2. But right now, what he's focused on is food. He's just had this whole ordeal. He's been separated from me. We did this whole puzzle together, so he's like, you know what? I'm not going anywhere until you give me a snack. And so I need to go find his favorite snack, which, if you've never seen this game before, is barrels. Because that's normal. So he eats wooden barrels filled with, you know, electric blue Gatorade. Baja Blast, whatever. And there happens to be one back here. Now this guy, he's gonna do some Naruto-like ninjutsu stuff to try to get me to stay here. I'm just gonna walk past him, hook up onto a little polygon there that you're not really supposed to be able to walk on, and just skip this entire puzzle. And up we go. You know, I don't know if he likes the barrels themselves. Like, are the barrels tasty? Is it just the Baja Blast inside? And the barrel is just the seasoning.
It's a digestive fiber barrel.
That's right. Good job, buddy. Now, another thing we can do with our pets is, you can see his feathers are all kind of poofed out. If we pet him, they'll start to go back into place. It's going to take a couple little pets here. There's another one of our pets. In order to get him all cleaned up. There you go, buddy. There you go. We're smoothing those down. I've given him a command that he's working on while I'm giving him these pets. To smooth out his feathers. Of course, you know, he's also just ignoring me, as he is prone to do so. That's cool. Mister, why are you just staring into the wall? Thank you. Oh no, we've changed our mind again. We're not going to listen after all. There we go. So this is the beauty of running this game. If you can't handle Trico just not listening to you, you're going to have a rough time. I'm trying to get all these feathers. There we go. One by one, we're cleaning him up. With all of your generous pets. Now that wasn't all. I'm fully aware that was not all of the pets. Make no mistake. Well, he just is really he's like a cat. He's just calibrating his jumps here. There we go. See, you've spoiled him. You've spoiled him already. He's gotten all these pets, and he's like, you know what? I'm not gonna do what you ask. Pet me.
Opener for the marathon, star of the show, own donation bid on like, you know. Even more handed him a stick.
You're doing a good job, buddy. Don't give up now. He's got this one wayward little feather on his head that I want to go pet. But if I'm not careful, he's just gonna knock me into the abyss down there, so let's not do that. So we had 13 pets.
Yeah.
Alright. Well, while he figures that out, let's get this feather floofed down with a pet. I cannot express enough how little he is listening to me so far. Which is just wonderful. The lizard's name is Mort, for anybody who is just joining. He's actually, his name is actually Artorias from Dark Souls. It just kind of got shortened over time into Mort. You know, because that makes sense. Here, buddy. We have reached the bright and glorious sunshine. Let's take just a moment, if you will. Give me your face. Oh. It's itchy time, just kidding. I was gonna pet him again, but... Come here! So I know that this looks like we're mostly just walking around with a chicken dog, which we are, you know, let's be real. But... There you go. There you go. Another one of our pets. But this game does actually require quite a lot of game knowledge in order to get Trico to do all these things that we're doing. Even though he's not necessarily doing the best job today, it's really easy to get him turned around. If you don't quite know how to wrangle him. So the any % is usually... kind of depends where you are on the leaderboard, right? Could be anywhere from about 3.5 hours to 4 hours of wrangling a Trico. And every single run is different. For example, I haven't had Trico stop here for like 4 years. And now here he is. Stubborn is a great way to describe him. Also, Mort has decided to be on the move.
Bye, Mort. Hi, Mort.
There is I swear, there is a specific AI seed for Marathon Trico. And it is just completely randomized. He knows he's in a marathon, and he behaves accordingly.
I actually wanted to ask you about that. Would you consider Trico's AI programming to be one of the more complex and therefore make this game more immersive? Or would this be like it's almost too overcooked to the point where this would be difficult for speedrunners and for some casual players alike?
So, I think that Trico's AI is phenomenally done. He is so much smarter, I think, than people give him credit for. I don't necessarily think that that makes the game easy to play. It depends on where you're coming from. If you're coming from it like I saw, somebody say, like, Trico acts just like an animal. And yes, he absolutely does act just like an animal. So if you don't have the patience for your pet Trico to not follow your instructions and then just undo 5 minutes of progress because he decides to go backwards, then it's probably not, it's probably going to be frustrating. But that is also what makes him so compelling and so real. There is no one-to-one, I gave you this command and so I know that you'll do it. And so it really feels like a collaboration instead of just, he is a video game tool that I have that I can use. He's my moving platform,
Kind of sets like a mood, doesn't he? Whereas like some days are just going to be like that, and it actually makes this game. I've always found the AI of this when people say, like, yeah, speedrunning is difficult because Trico doesn't do it. I lost world record, but at the same time, it's almost it's almost a like human experience of, hey, maybe today wasn't world record day, and Trico kind of just makes that real, and it's weird in sort of a metaphysical state.
It's certainly like I have lost world record to Trico so many times, the one that stands out the most. Also, I promise, FYI, the boy is okay. It's gonna look like maybe he's not. He is. I promise. One that stands out in particular in my mind, I was like 8 minutes from the end, and I had a 3-minute lead on world record, and Trico just took his paw, slapped me across the face, and knocked me down a hole. That was worth basically exactly 3 minutes of time loss.
Oh.
And I was like, 8 minutes away from the end of a 3.5 hour run. It doesn't feel good. But like, kind of like you said, it is what it is. I came back shortly after that and did get the world record, so. Or that might have been a world record improvement. I don't remember, but it was a world record regardless.
It's not Pokemon giving you a critical hit on a 70% accurate move with a 2% chance of something happening. So, like, at least it's like, well, I got slapped by something cute.
Yeah.
Something that deserves pets, perhaps?
That's right.
Maybe with every $5 donation to pet, because I don't know how much we have only like a half an hour or something like that left, chat, and we still have to give Trico some pets, and now he's okay again, and he needs more pets. But also after this chicken, dog, raccoon, horse, we're just adding more animals to it. We also have a little dragon that has like some quirky remarks, and we have a bid war for what color you want to make match Spyro's awesome personality. Let me get those for you really quickly once again. Would you like it to be a bold blue? Like, you know how they say it, like in kind of like John Wick, something bold. Ah, yes, bold blue. Or a classic purple. I don't know, Barney. I like Barney. Classic purple Barney. Or extra classic retro. You have those choices, and that run is coming up just after Snuggle Percent. So make sure you get your donations in when you go to the page. You click the donate button, it goes, hey, leave an awesome message for Pro Pokedoob and future people to read. And then it also goes, would you like to support something? Like maybe a pet or maybe a Spyro color? I did some weird poking Ace Ventura stuff. So if you want to support that, make sure you do it now. The sooner the better. We want to raise all that money for Little Warriors because it's an excellent cause. And Trico is excellent. Sable is excellent. Mort's doing a great job. I don't know where he went, but I'm sure he's doing a great job wherever he is.
Mort thought he could get away. He can't get away. I found him once more. Hello, Mort. So what has just happened? Because a lot has occurred. We showed up at this like kind of electrified looking bird cage. Trico was like, I don't really feel great about this, but I trust you, my precious human, so I will come in here. And as soon as he came in there, the cage started to resonate with his horns. It made him really upset, kind of made him forget who we were and that we were his friend. And so he picked us up. Thankfully, for us, for the boy, Trico doesn't have any teeth. He's just got this really soft, in the speedrunning community, we call it his buzzle, his beak muzzle. And it's very soft inside. So he picks the boy up, puts him in his mouth, and then, oops, he kind of falls over and goes to sleep. Because the cage is, messing with giving him a headache. We wake up after this cutscene that I have sadly skipped. And, we're fine. We were in Trico's mouth. Trico fell asleep, opened his mouth. We're out of his mouth now, And he realizes, my human friend hasn't really woken up yet. And I need to find a way to wake him up. How do I do that? And that's what he's kind of troubleshooting right now. He's carrying us around. He's trying to give us pets to wake us up. And he's thinking about what else he can do to maybe get us back on our feet here. Being such a good friend.
I personally think the next pet should be Trico's Buzzle.
I will pet Trico's Buzzle.
That's such a fun word to say. Chad, type out the word Buzzle and see if your day improves by at least 25%. Or even 5%, which is equal to $5, which is equal to what we'll get another pet for Trico's Buzzle.
There's a little bit closer shot there on Mort, since he's decided to go to sleep. So Trico's got us in the sun here. He's like, yeah, put the human in the sun. That'll warm him up. That'll make him feel better. And then, of course, Trico stands over top of us and doesn't let any of the sun reach us inside his big shadow. Now, all of this is happening. It's not scripted. Well, I mean, it's scripted, but it's not a cutscene. So this is happening in real time. Trico's AI is kind of thinking. He was actually really slow this time. Because he chose kind of some weird pathing. There you go. Put us face down in the water. I'm sure that'll help. Thanks, buddy. I mean, it did. It did help. Here we go. We can't run away from this, even though it's a speed run. Because he's going to do a little happy dance. He's so happy. Thanks, buddy. As promised. Here's our little pet. Right onto the buzzle. There we go. That's a big long one. He was loving that. Now, just as we have done a couple other times, as soon as I hit this checkpoint, I'm going to reset in here. Trico takes a while to just kind of meander down hallways, but we can... No way! Chat, you have just been witness to one of the rarest things in this game. And he just... From the checkpoint!
What?
Anybody who's in my community who's here is going to be losing their minds. This is Trico poop! We petted him so much that he pooped.
It's transparent.
It's all the Baja Blast. Okay,
Who's
so...
got a healthy gut?
Genuinely, though, I have never seen that happen here. And what on earth? So the story behind that, you can see I got that trophy. So I, a speedrunner, did not have that trophy on this profile. Because it's so rare. There's nothing we can do to make Trico poop. And if you're running like platinum %, obviously you are required to get that trophy, and it is just a run killer. So you have just witnessed a miracle. That is so rare.
That's a Prevent-A-Thon Kodak moment.
And he was just like on it, right on that checkpoint when we spawned him in. He was like, you know what, right now. I can't hold it anymore. Well, that was exciting. What was I talking about? Come on, buddy. Trico, get your head in here, my dude. I need a boost. He's coming. Also, these little lizards, if you ever played Shadow of the Colossus, same little lizards. Hi, man. Thanks. Now, I do believe, by my calculations, that we have just one pet outstanding from our generous donations earlier. So, we got a lot of runs still to go. As in, Trico's about to do a lot of hard work, so I think he deserves a couple more pets.
I hate to be the oh no, sorry, actually I love to be the bearer of good news, because it's not one more pet. We're actually having an additional 2 out of that, because we have a $10 donation from Macarioso who says, pet the dragon and paint that chicken dog. Thank you, Macarioso.
Thank you so much. Trico, I'm sure, will be so excited about this this development. Get in here, my dude. So this is a super teeny tiny little mine shaft. Trico trusts me though. I'm like, I know, dude, it's a real tight fit, but I need you to come through here. And he's like, all right, fine, I guess. I'll try because you're asking me to. But he gets his head through here and he just gets stuck. Mort has chosen dramatic lighting, I see.
My apologies, it's just another pet.
Oh, just another pet. Okay. Well,
Just another pet. Spyro was supported, which is what we want to see as well. So thank you very much for supporting Spyro and supporting two really good animals. Really, like we got a dragon, we got a dragon chicken. Oh, I get why we're painting it pet. You know what? But what if we just paint the chicken dog pet? What if we put them together?
you know, if I were playing on a profile that had the paint function unlocked, I would just paint a big ol' spot right on Trico's face, just for you all. Just give him
Can there be a paint percent?
paint percent.
Can we just have like fat fashion Trico Souls game? Like, can it just be Trico stands there and whoever can paint, like we find a random stock image on Google and we go, all right, time to paint the Swiss Alps on Trico.
That would be hilarious. I would love that because Trico is impossible to paint. It's not just like this cute little, oh, you know, it's a mini game where he stands there and you paint him. He's just in the environment and he's like asking for pets and scratching his head and laying down, and it's like trying to wash a dog. So people who have elegantly painted Tricos are renowned in the community for their efforts. Since it probably took like 7 hours.
Would you say they're the Van Goghs of the shadows of the Colossus? Thank you. That's as much of a ha as I wanted. That's all I wanted. Thank you. Thank you, Sable.
So you can see, of course, by the way, we kind of caused that mine shaft to cave in. But again, you know, we're fine. This boy is very resilient. He's got his Trico to look out for him. And also, we're not actually hurting anybody here with these armors. They're just mist inside. They're not actually people, so who knows what that's about, but... Hi, Trico. Now here is a wonderful case for pets. He's got a spear in his arm from one of these soldiers. Let me just go ahead, yank that out, and then if I pet him here, we can clean up this blood. Can wipe it off so he feels a lot better. We missed a little spot, but only because I knew he was gonna move, and I couldn't stay down there. We'll pet him some more, right? Alright, Trico. Here we go. This is the most, I would argue, the most difficult trick in any version of Last Guardian speedruns. But first, Trico needs to break everything. Okay. So here we are at the White Tower, which Trico has been looking at since the beginning of the game. We're trapped... Excuse me, Trico. We're trapped in this valley with Trico. If you're wondering why I'm just noodling around, it's because the controls are inverted during cutscenes, because you're not supposed to move. But we've been looking at this tower since the very beginning of the game. The boy is trapped in here. Trico seems really interested in this tower, so yeah, sure, you know, let's go here. He hates these eyeballs, though. So he's not going to jump across to get us to this tower until I can get rid of these eyeballs. What you're supposed to do is go all the way down this platform, and then you can see there's kind of ledges around the outside of the White Tower, and you got to go all the way around. Ain't nobody got time for that. This is a speed run. So, all of these V-shaped things on the underside of the bridge, you're not supposed to be able to stand in them, but we can, with a lot of practice. And then we can just cheese our way up here. Grab on to something else we're not supposed to be able to grab on, just like the previous V shape up here. And then we've skipped the entire White Tower, which is, depending on how fast you can walk around the White Tower, it's anywhere from 3 to 6 minutes that you save. So let's get rid of these so Trico isn't upset anymore.
I think I speak for everyone when I say thank you for getting rid of those, because those are creepy.
They are creepy. And we've got these armors coming towards me. They're doing the Naruto stuff again, shooting these sigils at me. They're hitting me and they're stopping me from moving, so I can button mash like this, but it doesn't matter because there's just too many. I can't get them off of my screen in order to move. And you can see these guards have shields that also have the eye, which the purpose is to stop Trico, you know, from coming forward to come save me, because he won't go and interact with the eyes. So I'm kind of just... It's not looking great for me. I'm getting caught. Trico is facing all of these eyes. But we're so proud. He overcame his fears just to save me. He also ruined everything because he wouldn't be Trico if he didn't. A full half of this entire like Valley's architecture doesn't exist anymore because of Trico. He knocks everything down. Did we first try White Tower Skip? We did, yes. Alright, checkpoint reset will teleport us. We use that to our advantage as often as possible, just so we don't have to climb Trico's back. I promise I will continue to pet him as I can, because we still have one outstanding pet, but we could have more. You're running out of time. We are not going to have that much longer.
Well, this time once again, I am very happy to announce that you are once again outdated, Sable, because we have a $5 donation from Sakari who says, I think Trico's a Kang owl. Half kangaroo for the jumping, obviously, and half owl for the glowing eyes. So you actually have 2 outstanding pets now.
Wonderful. Well, Trico's going to appreciate that because once again, he's had a very rough 5 minutes. We were supposed to use those gargoyles to get down. We didn't, because, you know, again, speed running. Why do a multi-stage puzzle when I can just skip it? Mort is watching you, by the way. He's watching very closely. He knows what you did.
That's the smuggest face I've seen in a long time.
Hey, Trico. You coming around for pets, buddy? I'll give you some. Catch me! So the fun thing is, he doesn't necessarily catch you. Because again, it's his AI running in real time. So sometimes he's just not very good at math and it just doesn't line up. Thanks, buddy. So Trico flew a little bit. He's got these teeny tiny wings, but for some reason he was able to make them real big just to fly us over here. Because he cares. Now normally as soon as this camera spins, I would reset the checkpoint, but I know that Trico is asking for a pet right now. There we go. Good job, buddy. We reset, not just to skip that pet in speedruns because, you know, we're cruel like that, but because a lot of the time when Trico asks for that pet, he's pushing his buzzle into you so, like, aggressively that he'll push you out the window. So we try not to let him do that.
Hashtag buzzle business.
Oh, Trico's got a lot of little blood spots on him. We can pet those away in a moment. Oh, look at his tail. Dude, what happened to you? Alright, basically nobody knows outside of speedrunners that you can do this. Now that Trico has flown once, we can sometimes ask him to do that again. It just takes a very specific little setup. And that's faster than jumping one by one across those pillars. Now, I promise I haven't forgotten about those pets. I'm holding on to them because Trico really needs to focus. Once we get in this room, right, buddy? Because we've got basically, what are we at, 43 minutes? We got basically one more encounter. It's a sort of lengthy one, but we've got this one encounter, and then we will no longer be able to give Trico pets. So, get him in while you can. Alright, buddy, you get in there. Oh, he did that, like, instantly. I mean, get it onto your tail, dude. There we go. See? We petted the blood right off of his tail. you can clean up his bloody spots, you can flatten down his feathers. As you'll see a little bit later, we can make him do a couple other things too by petting him, but we're saving those. So Trico's gonna take care of those armors. And then while we wait for him to finish up that fight, and we're taking care of this eye so that he doesn't get scared, if we have any important news, now would be a good time.
Oh, there's always important news, because in case people forgot, your watch, I lost it. No, you know what? No, the news is gone. I got some stuff here. Thank you for watching Prevent-A-Thon, though. We are a speedrunning marathon in support of Little Warriors, a Canadian-based charity focused on the awareness, prevention, and treatment of child sexual abuse. If you'd like to donate, !donate. If you'd like to get more information on the Little Warriors initiative, make sure you do !info. We're still trying to rack up those final pets for Trico, as now there is about to be 2 on screen, I think, but we can still pet one of them. So make sure you get those in. Also, the Spyro run is rapidly approaching. So far, we've made $85 for charity. Thank you very much, everybody who has contributed thus far to making this a spectacular initiative. We got 4 fantastic days ahead of us, but for now, we just get to focus on this awesomeness of Snuggle percent. And thank you, Sable, for the run.
Of course. I know it doesn't seem very snuggly right now. We're having a little bit of a disagreement between Tricos. Our Trico's doing his very best to protect us. This other Trico's kind of being a meanie head. But you know what? We've still got a couple pets. And even though this Trico is being a meanie, I'm gonna say that she deserves love too. So we're gonna go over here. Oh, excuse me, sir. We're gonna go over here. We're gonna grab onto her leg. We're gonna give her just one little pet. Because she's precious also. Then, however, in a shocking twist, I'm gonna slam her tail in a door. I'm sorry. There we go. Oh boy. Oh boy. Excuse me, Trico. Get out of the way, dude. It's always really risky to do that in a speed run. We know exactly where their legs are going to be, but they can still drag you down with them. And we don't want that, because we want to skip this puzzle. We're supposed to be down on the other Trico, and we're supposed to, you know, climb around on her. There's a chain that would get us up to here. Nah, just not gonna do that. Instead, conk. We hit her in the head with a minecart, which sounds very mean, but it's probably the best thing that's ever happened to her, because it knocked her horn off, it knocked her helmet off. So she's not mean anymore. She's not under the control of the, you know, the entity that was making her mean by putting that helmet on her. So now she's happy. She's free. All right. Our Trico, though, he's seen better days. So I'm going to use that final pet that we have queued up to give him a nice little rub right on his chin to make him feel a little better. Hey, surprise! You have no idea what this thing is if you haven't seen the rest of this game. At the beginning of this game, we got this neat little trinket called the mirror that lets us shine light like this. And as it's about to show us, when we shine light like that, Trico can shoot lasers out of his butt, which is very cool and swell. And now we have that ability back after most of the game.
Well, especially now since Trico did go to the bathroom, so that laser should have at least 30% more firepower behind it.
That's very true. Yeah, I still can't believe that we actually got Call of Nature. It's ridiculous. So this should be just about the last call for pets. We should start wrapping that up because we're very quickly heading toward time. Give us another, 5 to 7 minutes. Not all of which is pettable, so. It's okay, buddy. Let's give you your favorite Baja Blast, huh? There's one. We're gonna give him 4 schnackos to make him feel better. Because he protected us. He was a good guy. And while I do this, if we could hear a little bit... I know Spyro's coming up. Do we know more about what might be in the future after this run?
Yes, it's Spyro. So I need to slightly, only very slightly nudge people and tell them that the pet Shriko incentive is coming to an end soon. So we're making a last call. This is my final call. All glasses on the table. Last call. If you want to see Trico get pet, this is your final opportunity. I'm gonna give you 189 seconds. Why 189? Because I didn't want to do 174 seconds this time. You have 189 seconds for you to get your donations in for the final pets for Trico, because now we need to think about Spyro. The other, I was going to say Pokemon. Oh my God, I need to go to bed. We need to think about Spyro, because Spyro also has a Buzzle, we think. And as a result, we didn't know what color that Buzzle is going to be. You can choose between bold blue, classic purple, and extra classic retro designs. Now, I'm not going to tell you. You can probably see it if you go look for yourself, but I like a little bit of mystery. Call me Edward Enigma, the Riddler, if you will, from Batman, where I do enjoy a good puzzle and good mystery. So, like Callie, you also enjoys a good mystery. I'm just going through every single video game reference. I want to see this bid war explode. I want to see Trico pet all the way through. I also want to see Spyro have one of 3 Buzzles on the line. We need to have that be definitive. The chat has an opinion, and I know they can express that opinion through supporting Little Warriors. So make sure you make that happen. You're down to like 122 seconds to donate for that for the petting Trico. So let's get on that.
I mean, think of everything that Trico's just been through, right? He could have 1 or 2 more pets. He just fell down an 8-story building. We're sleeping with him. We made him feel a little bit better, so we're snuggled up. Depending on the kind of controller that you have for your PlayStation and which console you're playing it on, you can actually feel his heartbeat in your controller. Now here we are, home stretch. We are going to take Trico to a very special place. You're not supposed to really go back there because you're not really supposed to go backwards at all. We're going to go backwards to that place that we just got Trico to fly from. And at this time of day, which presumably is like very early morning, there's still going to be a bunch of like fireflies and all sorts of cute little moths and stuff floating around in there. And we are going to go to sleep with Trico. We're going to snuggle with him. And as soon as we snuggle with him, that's when time's going to happen. And that's why it's called Snuggle Percent. Up we go, buddy. He's so smart, he can do this on his own. Now, earlier I was using his lightning. I didn't really talk about it. 2 of his shots of lightning were to give him the 4 barrels. There were 2 in each place that I shot. But I shot 2 more times. And that was to destroy, you'll see when we come up here in a second, these things, these little platforms over there behind Trico's head. There were some armor standing there. There's this one and one that was even further up above. Trico gets angry, rightfully so, when he sees armors because, you know, they throw things at him. They throw spears and stuff. But if I destroy them before he even gets up here, he'll be none the wiser. He won't know that there was something there that he should have been upset about. So, that, you know, it's nice for Trico's mental well-being, but it's also nice for speedrunners because we don't have to worry about Trico being distracted, having to calm him down so that he'll move again. He just kind of goes back up here very seamlessly. And Mort, once again, making himself known, of course. Can't do a marathon without Mort needing to be the center of attention.
I think Mort's trying to get your attention, to get my attention, to say that we do have a $10 donation from Cyamphibian. Trico deserves all of the pets. 2 hearts, by the way. That's 2 more pets.
Wonderful. Well, you know what? Trico has this little blood spot. So let's go ahead and get rid of that with one of these pets. He's going to make this jump real quick. And I see he's got this other one underneath his wing. Here, buddy. Why don't we clean you up? Clean you up real nice, huh? Yeah, look at that. Clean feathers. Much better. Come on, buddy. I know, we're not supposed to go this way. He's still a little roughed up in the neck from being grabbed, but he'll feel better. Slowly. Whoa! The game was like, no, I don't want you going this way, actually. Ah yes, the camera, the true villain of this game. Almost there. One more, buddy. No, 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 no. Trico, Trico, stop. Trico, no. Oh, gee, dude, chill for a second.
Mom, I don't want to go. I'm the star. We're $5 away from $100 to Little Warriors. I want that to happen before I leave. That's now Trico's voice. I'm so sorry. There could be a much better voice than that somewhere in this world.
That sounds about right, though. A little bit whiny, very enthusiastic. That sounds like Trico. All right, final call. Speak now or forever hold your pee.
Come on, chat. We know you like even numbers. Do you really want to stare at an odd number on your stream? Ew, odd numbers. What about triple digits? You a double digit fan or you a triple digit total dono fan? I think you're a triple. You're a 4-digit, but we got to get to 3 before we get to 4. So why don't we just hit that $100 before Trico says goodbye for the rest of the marathon? Until Sable comes back and does it again, because this has been awesome. But for now, do you really want to see Trico leave on 2 digits? 2? 2? Come on.
Here's
3
these
digits.
fireflies. We're here. Trico.
There's more than 2 fireflies. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
There could be at least 3.
But will Trico hold his poop? Apparently not. Get down here, dude. Alright, we're coming up on time. I gotta get Trico over to a nice, cozy little... How about over here, buddy? Big open spot. Nice soft grass. Yeah? There, how's that, buddy? How's that? Now, I'll tell you what. I really appreciate everybody who donated to this wonderful cause and gave Trico all these pets. So we're going to give him a little bit of a freebie here to get him to lay down. And timing is going to stop when I lay down with him. Big yawn. Now is he going to... Oh. Here we go. We going sleepies. Good job, buddy. Alright, he's asleep. Don't bother him. Alright, you ready for time? Time is gonna happen now. And that's that. So we have snuggled with Trico. We've gone to sleep in our beautiful firefly garden. We got one last little pet in there. Don't you even worry about it. But thanks for hanging out, everybody. I appreciate you. I appreciate your generosity toward this wonderful charity. And I'll pass it off to Spyro coming up next. Who knows what color he's going to be. But stay safe, everybody. Have a wonderful day. Thanks for having me. Bye, Mort.
Sable, thank you very much for this awesome Snuggle % run of The Last Guardian. And before you go, we gotta say, we did reach 3 digits on Trico's time. $5 donation from Hockey Babbler,
Yay.
who says, pet that buzzle. Thank you very much for $100 raised for Little Warriors.
Here, buddy. Here. What are you doing, child? Here. Pet.
Oh, one more.
One more. He won't let me.
One more.
He won't let me pet his buzzle. Okay, we're petting Trico's ear. Here we go. I've never seen the boy do this, but you know what? We're using his ear like a sail. There you go.